Good afternoon. It is April 27th. About 4 in the afternoon. She was, I don't know, kind of partly cloudy. Sun was peeking through a little bit all day. Batteries filled up, probably around 2 today. When it's clear, they fill up by 10:30, 11, float down. And when they float down and the wind is blowing like it has been all day today, well, they're still, oh, here come the noisemakers. If the batteries are full and the wind's blowing, the controller will put the soft brakes on. It's a pulse width modulated brake, and because they're 3-phase alternators, it grounds out one phase at a time intermittently from one to the next to the next to the next, and keeps it in float mode. This crap is still doing awesome. My 180C, super duper duper efficient. Got the easy start, so it's an elastic cord. You stretch it, and it eventually gets to the threshold where it pops the engine quick. And my little 7-ton 80cc, super efficient. These are both really good on gas. I get a lot of firewood made with a little bit of gas. That is what I processed today. This is the pile that I don't need to split. Pile that I need to split. That's a healthy 2-phase cords right there. And then when I got oddball lengths where, I get two 17-inch pieces and there's, inch left or 5 inches left, this goes in the pile, and that's for the fire pit. But probably spent a total of $1 worth of gas today. Put about 3 hours into work, chipping away through that pile. Hey George, how's it going, dude? And that's almost $300 worth of wood. So, I still got to go through, and most of those I can split once. A couple of the bigger guys I'll split 3-4 times. This guy I'll have to rip in half with the chainsaw. That'll make a nice little pile of wood. That's a day's worth of heat right there in December. So, but I like to get my winter prep done early as possible. Work is still picking up, so if I've got a day free, I chip away at it. I got all kinds of spring chores. I got to get the greenhouse fixed up so we can get our seeds sprouting. I got to get the gardens tilled and recompost. Take some loads of manure out of the chicken coop, and drag that over to the garden. But I like to get this stuff done as early as possible. Maybe I'm gonna set up my redneck tripod here. We'll give this thing a try. I'm always pointing you at everything else into space. I don't ever talk to the camera. I'm not really one for talking to the camera. I'm not a vlogger or any professional producer. I make all these on my cheap old phone, and I edit them with a free app and upload it the way it shows up by you. So yeah, just getting my spring prep in. There's a lot of different mixed feelings about what a prepper is, and homesteader, or whatever, subsistence liver. They're all fairly similar, but there's a lot of people that have been waking up lately that either don't want to live in the city anymore, or are starting to realize that our providers don't have our best interest, in mind the way they say they do. So people are losing trust in the institution, in the providers. So you start looking up prepping, and oh yeah, you should definitely get some dry storable food, pre-made meals, and holy crap, is that stuff expensive. But to me, this is prepping. I've been prepping my whole adult life. This is my regular spring thing, is get the garden going and start worrying about winter, because it's Wisconsin. And yeah, we had a pretty mild winter last year, but the 2 years prior, we had weeks where it was minus 30 ambient temperature with the wind chill minus 50. You don't go outside in that. You don't, if there's a problem with the utilities, your power gets cut off, or if you live like me and you run out of wood, you didn't plan correctly, you run out of wood, and now you got to go out in that shit, and that's dangerous. Everybody should have a backup plan. Backup plan. If something happens with my wood burner, I've got sheet steel laying around and a welder. All of my energy is off the grid. I've got backup inverters. I've got backup batteries. I've got a backup wind turbine. And if my whole renewable system dies out, I've got backup generators. I've got one that can recharge my batteries, and then I've got another one that's just an off-the-shelf, 110 AC generator. If I gotta mock something up and fix a wood burner or make a pipe quick, I got steel laying around. I can make something. I can make something in a pinch that'll retain heat or hold water pressure, because the wood also heats our hot water. Copper coil, and there's a lot of ways you can do it. If you're going to do it on a non-pressurized tank, on just a holder, you can do it with no water pump. I would recommend bigger copper hose, 1/2 inch or so, and wider coils, kind of stretched. You don't want them too tight. It'll get hotter if they're tight, but if they're stretched out a little bit, the thermal gravitational, updraft will move it through faster, so it won't gurgle like a damn coffee percolator. If you got it on a pressurized system, you absolutely have to have a continuous water pump that can hold the pressure and can hold the heat. I've tried everything. I've tried different types of hose, different stuff that was rated for way hotter than I planned on my water ever getting, well, water got hotter than I planned, and I couldn't tell you how many times I had to get up in the middle of the night, hear water blasting all over the basement. And we got, 160-degree water and steam blowing all over the place and emptying out the water tank, and I got to quick shut everything down and try to get the fire choked down and get the lines hooked back up. Braided hose with copper coil in the stovepipe, braided hose going to and from the pressure tank. It's just a 40-gallon hot water tank. Was previously a gas water heater. I called my local utility companies and I told them 4 years ago to take the meters off of my house, and for them to take the meters off of my house, they got to disconnect my service. I didn't want the digital, Wi-Fi smart meters on because they give off really bad RF, radio frequency. It's just one more damn Wi-Fi interrupting mine and my family's sleep. You don't believe me? That's fine. If you want to look into it, I recommend it. More RF, the more our natural processes are interrupted. And there's some of it we just can't do anything about. Cell phone towers, shit beaming out the satellites, radio antennas, all of it. It's around. If you've got power lines, if you've got emergency services in your town, you've got Wi-Fi everywhere. So getting them smart meters off of your house is just 3 more things, 3 more different frequencies that are beaming through us. Well, they took the meters off. I lost my service, and I was already prepared. I had solar panels hooked up to batteries, hooked up to inverter. I already done test runs on running a house. It was going back 4 years ago when I went off the grid, so we said, hell with it. I don't need your power. Make my own. And we learned, I started with 2 batteries and a small inverter and small solar panels. Batteries died. Refrigerator couldn't make it through the night. We had to pick and choose what we wanted to run. It was the TV or the refrigerator. Do we watch King of the Hill and Family Guy tonight, or do we keep our food cold so we don't got to throw it out? And again, that was in the spring, so it wasn't like it was cold enough outside to just use the outside, throw it in a box outside or something like that. And the winter's different. If you've got minimal power, you can keep food cold easy if you're in northern territory. But in the summer, it warms back up, and now you got perishables. And you got to either eat or you got to find a way to preserve. You can dry it out. You can can it. That works pretty good. There's work involved with that. I got a family of 5 here, and we have regular company. And I do still enjoy some of the modern comforts of life. I like having a refrigerator. I got a full-size fridge in the kitchen. I got a dishwasher in the kitchen. I got a 8 cubic foot or 12 cubic foot, I forget. I don't know. This wide. Deep freeze in the basement full of venison and turkey and whatever else. Vegetables overflow from the garden, stuff that will freeze, tomatoes and asparagus. There's a few things that will freeze and not taste like shit when you try to warm them up and eat them. This year I want to make a solar dehydrator and dehydrate more. I do have a pretty good can storage. I've probably got, I don't know, 1,000,000 calories in canned foods, and probably 500,000 in dried foods, rice, carbs, stuff like that, beans, dried beans, noodles, so on and so on. If I see a good deal, I fill up the cart with whatever's easy to store and easy to move. Dry storables are a great idea, but then you also have to have clean water to hydrate your dry storables with so it's edible. And you got to keep yourself hydrated. So how do you clean water? Well, you can boil it, you can filter it, you can distill it. Do you know how to build a still? Do you got a still lying around? I know I'm totally going off on a tangent, ranting a little bit, but there's a whole lot more to prepping, I guess, is what I'm saying here. You can't just go on some catalog and spend $5,000 on dry storable food and buy up 10,000 bullets and a pistol and an AR and think you're going to be fine. Do you know how to use that? Do you practice? Do you know how to shoot? Are you a good shot? Can you shoot at a moving target? If shit hits the fan, do you know where to go? Do you know how to set up a quick shelter? If you've got to move, if you've got to keep on moving, you can make a base camp and, well, all right, shit hits the fan up there now. Now what are you going to do? You got to move again? Basic sustainability practices are extremely helpful. Being able to plant, grow, harvest food, prepare, being able to hunt and do your own butchering. I deer hunt with my daughter, and she helps me track them, gut them, skin them, quarter them, butcher them, package them, all the way till they're placed in the freezer, and then they're dinner. But and she's been helping me since she was 10. She's 13 now. 4 years she's been hunting with me and helping me. She got her first last spring. That was awesome to see. First little doe. Great shot, one shot kill, the bolt action, 7.6239. Big fan of that cartridge. Inexpensive, even after all these shortages. You can still find it for 50 cents or cheaper around if you look. When I stockpiled, I got it all at about 11 cents a round, so I'm sitting fine on 2A stuff. I saw all this shit coming a long time ago. I stocked up a long time ago, before anybody had any reason to worry. But there was signs. There was plenty of signs, and even this whole plague shit, there was signs. Stocked up on food for the lockdown, the mass house arrest, and did my research and figured out how to make my own medicine and take care of ourselves. We don't go to the doctor. We don't do that. We take care of ourselves. About the only thing, if I needed surgery, if I got my arm shredded and I put that chainsaw on my arm, I would probably go to the emergency room and let a surgeon fix me up. Most things I do by myself. I've got a my own medical kits, surgical tools, and stitch kits and stuff. Minor stuff, I take care of all that stuff. I get lacerations and bust my knuckles from time to time, just in the course of work. I've been a mason for 22 years, running my own company for going on 8 years now. So, you know, wounds and all that that's just daily life. I do all my own fixing up. I'm the house doctor. If somebody's got a piece of wood or a piece of glass or a piece of metal or something jabbed in their foot or their hand, I'm the one that digs it out. I've done stitches on myself, but if I had a serious wound, yeah, sure, I'd go to the emergency room and I'll let a surgeon fix me up. If I got tendons and stuff that need to be reconnected or, whatever. Serious stuff. Got in a car accident, sure, thanks, doc, fix me up. But as far as getting sick goes, first of all, we don't get sick. We eat good. Get outside, get free vitamin C from the sun, fresh air, normal social interaction, which, keeping your dopamine, serotonin levels balanced. I hug my girls and tell them I love them every single night, so, try and prolong daddy issues with them, but it's also, it's a healthy thing. Healthy mental health directly affects your physical health and vice versa. And knowing all that, just gonna help, whether shit hits the fan or not, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I got property up north. I'm gonna start building my cabin this summer. We got my brother's cabin up. It's a shelter. My dad's cabin pretty well set up. Next priority is mine. It's my turn. So, and that's the long-term goal, is for that to be a permanent residence. But for now, work is in the city. I'm on the outskirts of it, and I got lucky. I got a real nice chunk of land here that I rent, but you can't shake a stick at the price. COVID. Big enough chunk on the outskirts of the city that I hunt, and I take a deer or two out of here every single year. I got a 9-point buck right in my backyard. Got home from work, whipped my camo on, threw an arrow in the crossbow, and went and sat in my stand, and wasn't probably 30 minutes, and nice healthy looking buck walked by, and there's a little bit left of them in my freezer, along with my daughter's doe. So we only got 2 last year. Got 4 the year prior, 4 the year before that, 5 the year before that. Last year was kind of a slow year. I ended up working into the fall pretty late, so I didn't get to hunt as much as I wanted to, and it was a dry fall, so all the farmers cut their crops early, and the hunting land got pretty sparing. There wasn't anything to eat for the critters and the deers, and they just weren't around for gun hunting. I was lucky I got something bow hunting, but we're gonna work on that this coming season. Maybe get some food plots in that the farmers don't mess with. I've got permission to hunt in local farmland. We're going to work something out so we can keep a little bit of food in there left for the critters and the deers, and regardless of what happens in the fall, hopefully I put a couple more than one in the freezer, because I don't know. We got lucky with this mild winter last year, but who knows what's going to happen. If I can get some surplus meat, that's more than I can experiment with canning, dehydrating, and turning into storable. You know, the two we got, they're packaged and frozen, and that's you know, we just plan on eating that for dinners and stuff like that. And if we had to move an emergency, we'd, you know, grab the dry storables and some a bit of easy to carry water, but we'd probably have to resort to water filters and then finding water and cleaning it down the road whenever we get to where we're going, so we can hydrate our dry storables and hydrate ourselves. And then I would have to go on getting more meat thereon. I don't have any dehydrated meat or anything canned that's ready to go. Easy to carry anyhow, because I'd want to bring tools. That's an important thing, is being able to keep on sustaining. If you got to pack up and move, all right, my saw is coming, and some gas, but not only that, a handsaw, because I'm going to run out of gas. So handsaws and files, so I can keep my handsaws sharp, my axes sharp. You know, I love this gas splitter, but that don't mean I'm too good to grab my maul over there and pile through all these with my shoulders, you know. That's how I did it forever, for years and years and years, up until just last summer when I bought this gas splitter. And yeah, I love it. I use it. I'll go ahead and save my body as long as I can. I'm trying to preserve myself. If I don't have to hurt myself for it, I don't want to. But if shit hits the fan, I've got the skills that I know I can find a shelter, find a good spot for a shelter, get something halfway weatherproof that'll keep us dry at least, and get a fire going, stay warm, stay alive, you know, any time of the year, and sustain if we got to keep on moving, and that's what we got to do. And I've raised my girls to be okay with, you know, that. Yeah, we got, you know, modern amenities and stuff. They all got their screens, and we, you know, got a dishwasher, electric dishwasher, and electric clothes washer. But if we got to ditch it all, it's I know how to make string, and my wife knows how to make clothes out of that string. So, you know, we bring what we can carry, and we get to where we're going, and then we sustain from there. We set up a home base. If we got to move again, or if we got to keep on moving, we bring the important stuff with us. And because we have skills, we can trade, you know, trade skills. We can offer up our skills and trade for stuff. You know, you need help fixing that roof, or fixing that stone, or, you know, whatever, fixing that tractor. Shit, I've been working on farms since I was 11 years old. I was working for one of the local sweet corn and hay farmers, fixing his tractors, picking corn, baling hay, whipping around hay bales that were 30 pounds heavier than me. I was 90 pounds, chucking around, you know, 120-pound hay bales. And that's fun. Yeah, that's good stuff. End of July, August, sweating, covered in dust, but that's life. Life is work, and not a lot of people, not enough people these days know that anymore. Everyone wants an easy button. Well, I'm gonna get into computer programming, or I'm gonna design apps. Well, that's great. That's great. But you're jumping into the most competitive markets on the planet. Everybody wants to do that. Everybody thinks they're going to press that easy button. Well, if you're going to press that easy button, you got to be the best of the best if you're going to get the job. I highly recommend everybody just learn stuff. Learn as many things as you can. Learn how to cook. Go put some time in at a kitchen, at a fast food isn't really a kitchen, but like a short order restaurant where you're learning recipes and prep, working under pressure a little bit, because you can take those skills and you can go all over the world with those skills. Learn a trade, carpentry, learn all of it. If you get the chance, to learn something, learn how to process wood, for goodness sakes. That's a lifeline right there. 3.5, 4 hours time, saved myself $300. Or I could turn around and I could list this on Craigslist and I could sell it. That's all dry firewood, ready to burn. Throw it in my truck, drop it off in your driveway, $85 a load. Jeez. Talking for 32 minutes. Too bad you guys can't tell me to shut up. See the deer head swinging over there? That's my 9-pointer that I got last year. Got some junk to clean up. Got some building materials to bring up north. I'm sitting on some of them. I'm a contractor, so a lot of this shit just gets thrown away. Framers, whatever, extra materials. I guess it's easier to throw it away than to try and get a return for it. So when they set it by the dumpster to be tossed, I throw it in my truck and I bring it home. I got a pallet and a half, a block over there, a bunch of brick, bunch of stone, bunch of mortar, ton of shingles, lumber piled here, up north, at my brother's house, all over the place. Boxes of stone. That's all worth money. Or it's useful in the future. It'll end up getting slapped onto my cabin. And that's, $1,000 I don't gotta spend. That's $300 I don't gotta spend on heat. When I get the rest of this process, that's another $300 I don't gotta spend on heat. This pile right here is half of what I need for this winter. So, that's awesome. It's not even May yet, and I damn near got my winter's work already. So I'll be able to focus on hunting and gathering meat for the family and processing that, and play with the smoker a little bit and play with the pressure cooker a little bit and try some different canning recipes and just continue on, keep on learning. Nobody knows when shit's gonna hit the fan. Nobody knows when they're gonna start going door to door asking about our thunder sticks or our boom sticks, or wanting to put that jab in our arm, jab or 2 or 3, and then a booster, then another booster when this plague mutates, and then mutates again. But they won't tell us what's in it, because that's proprietary. No, we can't share that information. No, it's not tested. We won't tell you what's in it, but y'all need to hurry up and take it. But Don't worry about all those people losing their minds and losing their babies, and you don't worry about that. You don't pay attention to that. Total coincidence that shootings just went through the roof. 20 million people that got experimental gene therapy jabbed into their arm. And like somebody flipped a switch, the shootings begin again. I'm sure it's a total coincidence. I'm sure. If you know what I'm talking about, and you know as well as I know, that day will come. There ain't no sense in worrying about it. Just keep on living. Faith over fear. And faith in God. God's going to give us what we need. No more, no less. There is no lottery for us. But, you know, this is a lottery to me. This is a big win. Well, anyhow, if you stuck through this whole rant, thanks for watching. God bless you. Be safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep a watch out for the signs of the times, because I think they're here. So, get right with God. Get right with yourself, with your family. And you know, we can't save everybody. There's a lot of people that we love that are lost, and there's nothing we can do about that. They don't want to be found. I'm sure we've all tried and gotten fights over it. It's not worth it. It's not worth ruining those relationships. You know, the ideological subversion programs that started in the 50s and 60s, they worked really good. There's a lot of people that it just doesn't matter. You know, you can, that's black, that's white. Nope, that's white because, you know, they said it's white. Well, okay, all right. There's no reason in fighting over it. You got family that you're worried about. They took the jab, or, you know, whatever. It's too late. It can't be undone, but you can still love them and pray for them. But there's no sense in fighting over what's already done. It's all done but the crying. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those who can still be saved. And, yeah, like I said, God bless you. Take care.